welcome back, everybody, to another Two Tamers Talk. Look at this familiar face we got back in the house. What's up, buddy?
Guys, Basil was just so good while I was gone. I just had to stay away longer.
Thank you, Basil.
Seriously,
As
Basil,
always.
thank you. Huge shout out to you. Obviously, the fans love you. Guys, again, jump in the comments. Give it up for Basil. He does a great job. Justin was awesome last week, too.
Yeah, they killed it.
Like, honestly, it doesn't feel like I've been gone because you guys just carried on so strongly.
Yeah, they stepped in and really had a great podcast. So once again, thank you to them. And congratulations again to Basil for winning Ultimate Cup this last week.
He killed it, man. If you have not seen that interview, go watch it. It's great. I love when you pick his brain. I love picking his brain in general. Yeah. Respect the hell out of his opinion. And it's just, it's awesome to see. He deserves that.
Oh, for
He
sure.
deserves that. You know what I'm saying? Like, someone who puts in the work like that deserves to win like that, for sure.
All the planning they do ahead of time.
Yes.
Him and Justin put in so much planning for these tournaments ahead of time. It's crazy how fast they have like a list of eligible cards to play in this format. I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, and it's all business. Yep.
Yeah. But anyways, how have you been, man? Haven't seen you in a little while.
It's been good. So I love when I like to watch podcasts, and I like to be able to take like people's personal anecdotes and learn some life lessons. So I figured we'd take a break from Digimon from 1 sec, and I'll give you some life lessons for everybody listening out there. So I did take a little bit of a break. It was nothing against the fans. I missed all of you guys so much. So thank you guys again, Basil, Justin, everyone who filled in, all the deck profile videos, Justin and Jordan as well, that have just come together just to hold it down. And my first lesson is get a good group of friends like I have, because wow, you guys came in when I really needed some help, filled in some shoes. It was awesome. But just a quick backstory about myself. So I was a horrible high school student. I absolutely agree that school is not for everybody, and it still has not changed for me. I decided to join the Navy. I did 6 years. I was an electronics guy. I really like it. I like the fact that I kind of learned a trade, and I've been doing it for so long. And I'm kind of in my dream job right now. Like I love where I'm at in my life. Wife's good, family's good, work's great. Like, I'm super happy. But I always have like a drive, like something pushing me. Yeah. And a lot of that comes from, if you're prior military, if you know prior military, ask them about this. There's this like feeling that you get, kind of like similar when you're in high school, like, oh, when are you going to go to college? Yeah. Right? Because it's always like, oh, you're not a perfect soldier or a perfect sailor in my case, because you're not doing school on your off time. So that's kind of always stuck with me, and I've always wanted to get my degree. And so for a while, it was like, my previous job when we first started this channel, I was working way later hours, couldn't do it.
Yeah, if you guys remember those shout outs to those videos, man. Those were a lot of remote videos.
A lot of remote videos, for sure.
A lot of extra work on my
end.
A
lot of extra work. So I'm really happy with this current job that I have. It's great. And I just decided that I really wanted to get my degree before I have kids. My wife and I are talking about having kids soon. And to me, it was just an important goal I've always had. And it was like, what do I get the degree in? How should I do it? And ultimately, I've come down to my decision. I'm just going to get the degree in the job I already have.
There you go.
Because for me, I've been doing electronics for over a decade now, and I've just decided that that's what I love, and I love fixing robots and machines and stuff like that, and I want to keep doing it. So
there you go.
Just wanted the degree to kind of advance myself. And tying back into me being horrible at school, I always like half-assed my way through high school, skipped a lot of classes, didn't do homework. Self-proclaimed smart kid that could just show up, take the test, get a D or C in the class, just enough to pass, but never did homework assignments ever. Shout out to my mom. I'm so sorry. We got in so much fights because my mom is the opposite, where my mom's very smart. I definitely get my smarts from her, but she was also like very meticulous about our grades. So she didn't understand why I just wouldn't do homework and or assignments or projects or whatever. So I just had no desire to do that. But what happens is you kind of learn how to get away with half-assing a lot of things. Yeah. And that works up to a certain point.
Right.
Guess who found out what his point was where that stops working?
College.
Me. So my first, I want to say 3 terms, I was able to do okay with the schedule I had set myself, where I could kind of just do all my week's worth of math in one day because it was easier math. But then I got into calculus. Yeah. And calculus, if you don't know, takes a long time to do a problem. Takes really, you have to just actually take the time to learn the subject.
I could tell a difference because trying to get you over here to record and stuff, there was a sharp point where you're just like, I am so swamped. Yeah, I'm just like, I get it, man.
Yeah, and like like the first 3 terms, I was like, yeah, man, my math is fine, my basic English is fine, but now it's like calculus, chemistry, and I had a business class. just finished all those this week, so everybody, awesome for the support. But I start Calculus 2 and Physics 1. But what I did was, so we got back from regionals, and, after we're back from regionals, it was kind of like a reflection period.
Yeah.
Where it was kind of a combination of things, but mainly, this is the big one, was I looked at my grades. I was halfway through my term, and I had a 55%.
Oh, boy.
So, life lesson, this is what I was talking about. If you're going to half-ass things, don't be surprised when you get half-ass results.
Yeah.
Straight up, right? So, for me, all of a sudden, I was like, I have 4 weeks left in my term. I have to pass this class, and I don't have to pay for school because I'm using the VA because I served, right? I have to pay that back, and I got to retake the class, and that pushes out my entire schedule, and I have prerequisites waiting on calculus to be done.
Yeah.
So I said, I need to take time off, and I hired a tutor.
Yeah.
And we did about 7 hours a week on average throughout the week, and I had to relearn everything I kind of skipped and glanced over in the first half of the term. And then I had
to
work
playing
on
Digimon.
So I had to take time off, and I really had to buckle down and focus. So let that be the next life lesson.
Now we all know that you're lying, and it's because Hawkmon wasn't legal, but it's fine.
That did kind of help, but so hiring the tutor, I really got some better study habits going. We worked down things I specifically needed to work on. And I think Calculus 2 I'll be able to handle without using my tutor as much and without sacrificing my entire
fun time.
Yeah. So we'll see. So keep in mind, again, thank you so much, Basil, for really taking charge and just holding it down while I was gone. And then
and don't get us wrong, you're definitely going to see more of Basil.
Definitely, guys. First of all, Justin and Basil together.
Yeah, they killed it.
We definitely got to have them back on. And you guys obviously liked them too.
Yeah.
So, another life lesson, don't be afraid to stop what you're doing, pause, reflect on things, take a break, and when you really just need to get away and focus on the thing that's actually stressing you out and weighing you down, and just take a moment. Having a good group of friends and support system like I have with this channel, with my family, with everything, has been great for me. I've been able to successfully navigate this with only taking about 2 weeks off.
Yep.
I was going to take a little bit more off, but that week we got back from regional, the purple stuff was legal one last time, so I really just had to come play that one last time. And so that was...
Well, you came back last week for locals.
I did.
Was awesome. So you jumped back in.
Yeah, so I was able to
talk about that a little bit. Like, what did you...
So
what was your first impressions of locals with this?
This is a great point. This is what I wanted to talk about, right? So main reason I took the break was calculus. The other reason I took the break was because I burnt myself out on Blue Flare.
Yeah.
So I'd let that be the next lesson for everybody. If you're playing a deck too long and you just find yourself bashing your head against the wall, frustrated with everything in the world, take a break of the deck.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, my God. So I was just like, I love Blue Flare. I love the Metal Greymon. I love the Decker Greymon. I love the designs of all that stuff. Still going to be one of my favorite decks. I can't play it again for a while.
Yeah.
You guys know me on the channel. I like bouncing from decks. I like making a bunch of things. And I felt like my entire creative outlet was gone while I was working on regional prep.
Okay.
And I did not like who I became. I'm sorry, guys. This is why I don't compete in these big events, because I like to be able to bounce from decks. I don't want to master a deck, so well that I know at the back of my hand. I want to learn something where I can make a great deck profile video and it works and it does all the cool combos, and then I'm on to my next project. That's always how I've been in my life. Maybe I got some ADHD undiagnosed or whatever, but I like to bounce around.
Yeah.
So Blue Flare also kind of lacks some creativity as well, because you're just kind of hard.
There's a few flex spots in it. There's a couple different things you can do.
Yeah.
But in the end, it does what it does. Yeah.
Yeah, and so for me, I also had a hard time taking it, when I spent all that time. I skipped what felt like the whole Royal Knights format. I skipped a lot of that fun time to focus on on Blue Flare. And then I didn't do that well at regionals.
Yeah.
I took it really personally as well. That's not going to stop me from playing the game. Don't worry, guys. That's not the real reason I took a break. But it's like I knew I wanted to make a new deck.
Yeah.
So then we saw the O2 movie. And I was like, well, let me play Hawkmon. Let me do some Hawkmon stuff. But then it's like it's not legal.
Yeah.
I was like, well, so originally I told everybody, it's like, I'll be back when Hawkmons are legal, which they're legal today. Yeah. All the Yole, all the movie promos. So please jump in the comments. Let us know what decks you're making with all those cards, because I got a couple decks I'm working on. I'm pretty excited to mess with some Armadillos, with some Hawkmons. Not the V-Mons. We'll leave those to smart people.
Yeah.
Because you can do some meta stuff with all that. I'm not doing all that.
Yeah.
But there's a deck that I wanted to make in BT-13 that I just never touched. And that was Leopardmon.
It was one of the Royal Knights.
It was one of the Royal Knights. So
we never made.
We talked about it from the beginning. Before the set was released, I was like, I'm building Leopardmon. We're going to get it filmed. We're going to do it.
Yeah.
And there was this kind of like confusion just of who was doing the deck, and I think we just never got around to it.
Well, I think
and
a couple people tried it, and it was kind of slow. But now I think with the agility trainings, you can really speed it up.
I definitely think you could have used the green memory boost in the spot and had a deck profile video and a good enough deck.
Bottom deck the Taigas.
I know, so I really like where it's at. I'm really happy with the deck. We're filming that deck profile video. I'm super excited about it. I feel like I've really got it down.
It's really good.
But what was really nice about building the Leopardmon deck was how refreshing it was.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I needed.
Yeah.
You know, I was stressed about all these things going on in my life, about calculus kicking my butt. You know, I'm feeling like a failure because of Blue Flare and how I did at regionals, and I'm failing calculus and all this stuff. And then Leopardmon kind of came to save the day for me.
Yeah, I didn't even know you were building that deck.
Yeah.
You just showed up with
I just showed up with it.
Like, what? Where
so
did this
it's
come
something
from?
like I saw the pieces and I kind of instantly gravitated towards it. So Leopardmon, first of all, is my favorite Royal Knight. That's always been my favorite Royal Knight. Yanku's pretty close second. So I love the Leopard, and I just really wanted to build it, and I really liked the deck and how it worked. And so I ended up putting it together because what I needed was to be creative again. Mm-hmm. But I also wanted to get back to the roots.
Yeah.
The last little life lesson I'll give you. Sometimes when something ain't working, don't be afraid to just break it down and start over at the basics.
Yeah.
What are the basics of Digimon? Digivolving into stacks.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's what you need. Or if you're playing Wargrade too long and you're tired of Digivolving into stacks, try something completely different.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to mix up your deck, to try something new, to learn other perspectives.
I agree.
So I really needed something fresh, something exciting. So I got the Leopard built, and I love the cohesion. I love how it just digivolves on top of each other while it does all the other things I really want. So I just kind of built it like you said.
Yeah.
And I showed up at locals, which now we're back to your question 10 minutes later. Sorry, guys. How did I do at locals? I mean, I went 3-1.
Yeah.
After being gone for a while, being rusty, being out of the meta, kind of just going into BT-14. I don't want to say blind because I know the cards.
Yeah.
But not seeing them in action, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I was really happy with the results. The Leopardmon deck that I built last week is not the same list that I'm going to be posting. I've made improvements in my opinion. I just wanted to make a couple more things more consistent and go. I kind of know what direction I wanted to go by the end of locals. But I got to do an unofficial segment that we're probably never going to repeat, and this is going to be Player of the Week.
Okay.
Player of the Week goes out to my buddy Dankness. So he knew I've been gone for a while, and I was shaking off some rust. And he was really patient with me, letting me kind of reteach myself Digimon, remember how things play. He did a great job playing against me, playing the Genkumon, his Genku X deck that I really like. And he let me take back a Lamortmon swing that would have lost me 2 memory because I didn't have a tamer because I'm just so out of the loop on everything. So he had no reason to do that other than just being a good dude.
Yeah.
So thank you. Thank you so much. But I don't know if that would have necessarily lost me the round, but, you know, it still meant a lot to me. And I love all the guys at our shop.
Yeah.
Wayward City Games, guys, if you're not in the Discord, jump in that Discord. All the guys are super supportive, super nice.
Great staff.
They have a passion.
Sure. Yeah.
Just because they haven't been on this channel doesn't mean we don't value their opinion, their deck building, or anything like that.
That's scheduling mostly.
It's scheduling most of the time. Like we've
barely
talked
get you
about,
over here.
Barely get me over here. Let alone, and I'm the star, guys. Sorry, Basil, I'm the star. I'm just kidding. But the other rounds were really well, and the deck just flew super cohesive. It just did all the things I wanted to do, and it felt so good playing again that it's going to be a while before I take my next break unless I'm traveling. Or the wife says, absolutely not. We got Christmas plans. Hopefully none of that better happen.
Yeah, I did the same thing with Ulforce. I put that down after I played the hell out of that.
Yeah.
Then I went to regionals and same thing. That being said, I did order my Vidramons from the European Nats.
Yeah.
So once those come in, I might
it's a great deck,
play it a little bit.
Yeah, it's not like I tore apart Blue Flare. It's still in the exact same list. It's just in a box off to the side, and I'm on to my next project, and that's what I want to be right now anyways. I still love the deck.
So what did you think of the diversity for your first locals back in BT-14?
It felt great. It felt good seeing...
you almost don't see 2 of the same deck.
You really
locals.
don't.
And between our locals is awesome. They have 22 to 27 players at any given Wednesday.
Yeah.
And I would say maybe... I don't think there's a single deck that was there where you saw more than 2 of the same deck.
No. No.
Everyone's playing different stuff. It's the Wild West. It's so much fun just to see what that egg flip's going to be on turn one.
So Justin talked about it last week. I beat him at locals, and he's like him and Basil and you and Jacob are like V4 guys that I want to beat the most. Like I want to go at you when you're at your best, not when anyone bricks. When I'm at my best, and I want to do this. It's like that, that passion, right? Yeah. It's such good gameplay. And I played him, and I was like, it's been a while since I've played him, and I was like, oh, it's my first week back. He's playing that crazy rookie rush deck with
so fast,
blue, green, white, and it's so fast. And who knew Leopardmon was such a good counter to that,
Yeah.
So I beat him there, and I think there were some great plays, and my brain by the time I got to him was flowing really well with the trees and the paths and all that stuff, being able to see the moves I needed to make. So things were really good. I was in a good flow state that week, and my only loss was to Red Hybrids, who I played him.
That's such a fast deck too, though.
I know.
So many
either
checks.
The finals or the before after, and I don't think I bricked. I don't think I had bad luck. I just think that the Red Hybrids is too good.
It's a tough matchup against green for sure.
It
because
is.
your DP out of security is not very high.
And the Crimson Blaze.
And Crimson Blaze is a very nasty card. Yep.
Yeah. So it was a great round, and it was great to be back. I always love when I play against this player.
Yeah.
So it was a good time. But no, you're absolutely right. The diversity was great. I did really want to play against Basil because I love the D Brigade stuff, and he was playing that.
Oh, I know.
And I wanted to see it in action because it was like the decks I have working on. Like I want to say 35 cards right now sleeved in my D Brigade deck, but I'm trying to figure out how to build it. Because there's so many directions to go.
Yeah.
And I just kind of wanted to be like, all right, Basil, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, what direction do I take it? Let me see it in action.
Oh, we're going to film his deck list here soon.
Yeah, we're going to film his deck list. Probably the same day I film mine or tomorrow or whatever. I don't know when we'll do it.
We'll figure it out.
Anyways, yeah. So Locals was great. And I kind of want to jump ahead if you don't mind.
Sure.
I kind of want to skip to Cards of the Week now.
Already?
Yep. So my card of the week is BT-10 Lamortmon.
Oh, okay. I'm jumping right into the Leopardmon stuff.
So Leopardmon,
that's an Angora card, right?
It is an Angora card. Yeah. So it technically, that's not the right word. Leopardmon could arguably be my card of the week because it really refreshed my brain, gave me positive energy, and let me feel creative again with Digimon and really put me into a good headspace playing the game. But what was happening was I was building this deck that I kind of just built out of the blue, kind of in my like recluse bat cave away from sunlight and all social people because I've been ignoring everybody. I was looking at what all the green beasts are because Sala searches beast and he searches Emerald Knight. So I was like, what's everything I can do with Sala? Let's try to maximize everything. And I was like,
and which ones have all
I had been a fan of Basil's Rabbit list, DR Bitmon, when he posted the video back month and a half, 2 months ago.
It was an RB1 format,
Yeah, so like I've always been a fan of the Angora stuff, and I liked Lamortmon from BT-10. I used it in pre-release pretty well. And I was like, wait a second, I can use that. How much of the Angora line do I use? And ultimately what I ended up deciding was I did use the level 3 Angora from BT-10 for some draw engine. It's out right now, but it's debatable whether you put it back in or not because it's a good card.
Don't give away the whole deck profile.
But BT-10 Lamort is in.
Nice.
Lamort is in, and it did. This is why it's my card of the week, guys. Very rarely, when you are theory crafting a deck, do you have a card that is going to work exactly the way you think it is?
Yeah.
Right? You do it all the time. I do it all the time. We all do it. You're theory crafting a deck where like this card is going to be a 2 of because I'm going to use it for this. It's going to be for this combo. This is a 3 of. This is a 1 of. This is how I'm going to respond. This is what I'm going to do with it. Lamortmon did exactly what I wanted to do. Exactly how I wanted to do it. It literally, I can't even complain.
Yeah.
There's no complaints about Lamortmon. And I was just like blown away by how well it worked and exactly how I thought it was going to work. Because you know how it is, man. You theory craft, you put it together, you play it, and you go, wow, was I wrong? Yeah. Or it does work, but it takes so much to get it set up.
Yeah, or the memory's too much.
Or the memory's too much,
yeah.
Or,
you can go either way,
it's actually not a situation you have to worry about.
Yeah.
But Lamort was perfect. And I can't think of a time when I had a card when I was deck building that did exactly what I wanted it to do, like this Lamortmon. Yeah. So that's my card of the week. And sorry, what's yours?
I'm going to piggyback off your thought and idea because I've been playing a lot of security control lately.
Sure.
It's It's a passion of mine. It's a really fun deck. I know it's not fun to play against, but
I think everybody should play against it and play it.
Everyone needs to learn the matchup for sure.
Yeah,
if you're frustrated with it, learn how to play it.
Yeah.
Because you'll understand it more and you'll learn how to beat it.
Yes.
So I've been messing around with Crimson Blaze a lot in my security control list.
And it's so strong.
It's very strong in this format. It wipes out a lot of Jessamon. That's not my card of the week, but just a little precursor to my thought process. So I had to fit it I wanted to fit it in security control. So I was running a couple of the Tai and Karis, the red yellow Tamers.
Yeah.
Just get some consistency. Also not my card of the week. But I shot my list, going back and forth with Basil quite a bit and Justin and a few other people. And they're just like, is that going to be consistent enough? Do you have enough red sources, this and that?
Yeah.
And also, I like to post video. Like, if I'm going to record that, it'd be nice if it had some BT-14 cards in it.
Yeah,
right?
you kind of want to show off, new pieces.
So I was looking through some of the new stuff, and I came upon Goldramon.
Yeah,
I really like Goldramon in security control.
Yeah.
I think it is really... good in place of the Shadow Seraphi that I had before, particularly at locals. Security control is one of those decks. If you have a lot of new players and stuff, like our scene always has 2 to 3 new players every week. Somehow I always get paired against them, and I feel really bad. But the matches tend to take longer, right? So, you're running the whole 45 minutes, 3 rounds. If you know the cards in and out, if you know the card game in and out, you can get through 3 rounds with SetCon. But if you're playing with new players or someone with a new deck or someone it might be their second or third deck, it's going to be a pretty slow go because I play a card at a time and give them 6 memory.
Yep.
And then they get to decide what they want to do with that 6 memory 1 turn at a time.
Yeah.
So basically it comes down to either I win both games or we tie. Because typically it just ends up being that way. So I don't want to tie. So I was trying to figure out a way to speed up security control.
Yeah.
And... you need to swing more, right? But security control doesn't typically swing as much.
Yep.
You're running that Shadow Seraphi. You're just kind of like you're just kind of discouraging them from swinging, right? Because they don't want to de-digivolve. So they have to come up with a strategy on their side of the board to get past it, and it kind of just slows the whole thing down.
I agree.
But Goldramon essentially adds Digimon to your deck without diluting the deck of Tamers or options.
That's the point that you made to me that made me kind of... like, when you put Goldramon in, I, obviously saw why. But then you're like, well, now I get extra Digimon without changing my card count.
Yeah.
Because, when I first saw your list that you sent me, I was like, there's, no Digimon on that list.
Yeah.
And then and I'm just like, got it. That makes so much sense.
Yeah, it's really good. And it's on play. So, Shadow Seraphi, a lot of times, you play it for 12. If in a pinch, if you don't have the Magna on board, you play it for 12. They still have to get around it. It's still annoying for them, but they have a lot of memory to do that with. And if they leave it on the board, oh well, because sometimes you don't risk swinging with it. But the Goldramon's really good because it gives you potentially 3 swings on your next turn if they just don't kill anything.
Yeah.
So and it gives you a blocker, and so it's a really good card. I think it speeds up security control, kind of changes the tempo, ups it a little bit. I run a new option in there too that's really good. So I'll probably film the deck profile so you guys can see. But I've tried to up the pace, and I think Goldramon's really good for that.
Yeah, which it's interesting because I don't think most security control players want to slow down the game. That's not their intention. Their intention is to get value out of their security, right? That's why they heal so much. They want to put as many kill spells as they can to kind of stop what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then they kind of do fizzle out when it comes to time just because of what it takes to get there.
Yeah.
So I really like that addition. That makes a lot of sense to the deck.
I think it's not necessarily, it's just your opponent has a lot of memory, which equals a lot of decisions. And so every decision takes more time.
Yeah. So that is a great little segue because for all the fans listening, I want to see how you're going to put 4 Great Dragons together with the new Goldramon.
Basil's already tackling that. He came over here and ripped open 10 of my revision packs and took all kinds. He doesn't like to play cards that don't do what they say.
I agree with that 100%.
That set was eroded all to hell, and it was so annoying. Because especially in that particular archetype from that, almost every card's eroded in some way. It's really annoying.
Yeah.
So he's building his arsenal of eroded cards so he can actually play the game with cards that say what they do.
Okay, well, I was kind of thinking about tinkering with that 4 Great Dragons, but I don't have the time anyway, so let's let him do it.
Yeah,
I'm
excited.
I'm very excited.
I was even giving him crap because he wants to play the old Magnadramon.
I don't blame him. That's
And
a
I
great
was-
card in the deck.
I know, but I was like, get the alt arts. They're like $1. And he's
Oh,
like,
yeah,
and I
that's
ordered them for him. So
You're just like, Basil, we're getting these for
because
you.
they're borderless. It took us forever to get that art.
So speaking of fans and what they're gonna do with 4 Great Dragons, let's do. I want to do a segment since I'm back and you're back. We're gonna open up a fan Q&A
Oh yeah.
/ deck submission review, whatever you want to do. Email is admin@digitalgatestudios.com.
.com. Yeah.
Next time on the podcast, we're gonna get your guys' questions and we're gonna go through. So feel free to address them to any individual member you've seen on the channel. We will reach out to them and get their response, whether it's Jesse, whether it's Basil, Justin, Jordan, Jacob, whatever. Let's send them our way. Send some questions. We haven't checked that email in a while, so we'll see. It's gonna be kind of funny what's on that email when we open it. But we wanted to open it up, and especially because the end of the year is approaching.
I'm excited about that episode.
And we want to, not fill in some content. That's not the word I want to use, but we want to get a little bit close to our fan base before we kick off with our favorite episode of the year, I think.
It is a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. So for those of you who have not seen or what we do at the end of the year, I guess you could go back, but you're probably not. But what we're going to do is an end of the year special. We love doing this. We started this last year. We review favorite alt arts of the year, favorite sets of the year. We rank them.
We rank every set.
We talk about, we reminisce over things that happened over the year and make New Year's resolutions that we don't stick to. And we're all about it here at this channel. So,
and I think we looked it up, and I think the year started with BT-11.
So if we're wrong, let us know, because that's what we're going to go off with when we start practicing and scripting. Not scripting, you know what I mean, but start writing down our ideas.
3, 4, 5, 6 sets, and
we
a
have
few
6 sets to rank, some starter
decks
decks and stuff. So let us know in the comments or let us know in the email what specific things you want to see us talk about during that end of the year episode, because we're already putting some ideas together and listing some things, and I'm just looking forward to it. I mean, it's been a great year.
Yeah.
We set out everything we wanted to do and more on this channel, and I can't even imagine what big goals we're going to have to put this year.
Well, and then just thinking about kind of where this year started and where we are now, I think the game is probably healthiest it's ever been as far as deck diversity. Not one single thing running everything over, or you have to play one of 3 decks to do well. I think the game's in a good spot, so I'm excited for that episode for sure. I'm really excited to dig our heels in and see where your brain's at compared to mine when it comes to these sets.
That's always fun. It's always fun.
I already know my set
of the year.
My favorite set. Oh yeah.
I don't know if I know my favorite set of the year. I'm gonna have to actually
look through the cards again.
Maybe what we should do is prepare ahead of time so we're super cohesive.
Oh, I'll be prepared.
I'm not. I'm gonna have to work ahead.
We got a couple weeks. We got to deal with the holidays and everything.
Don't tell me we have a couple weeks, because I'm gonna wait to the last minute. I've done that my entire life, going back to my early stories that I told everybody here. Okay.
All right. Well, you want to jump into some alt arts?
I do. I absolutely want to talk about alt arts.
I was waiting for you to
saved this for me, and you were so kind, because I love alt arts.
I do. Let's start with the Pale Dramon is the first one we have.
Yes. So, I think I like this card.
I love this. Yeah.
I like the alt art a lot. I think it looks great. Sometimes it's kind of hard when you see the sample, because it does distract you.
Yeah.
When you're looking at the sample,
but that texture's going to be fire.
Great. I love the color on the background like that. I think that looks phenomenal. The scales on the wings, the way the whole thing looks, and I like the cards that kind of incorporate Vmon and Wormmon on them. Yeah. So it's kind of cool that that's there. And too bad Pyldramon is the coolest Digimon out of all of Season 2. Because everyone else, I'm just going to be super biased against.
Yeah. Well, the next one, we got an ace card. So
I'm
excited to see some of these ace card alt arts. Finally getting to see what they're doing with these level 6s that are ace and alts.
Yeah.
This is the Imperial Dramon. This is the dragon mode, right?
No, that's fighter mode.
This is fighter.
Yep.
Fighter mode ace. So this is going to be this is the first level 6 ace that can blast Digivolve on another level 6.
That's right. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, so this is going to be a good one. So, I mean, I'm sure we'll have Jacob and a couple other people build the crap out of this. I know Justin really likes this line. So,
yeah, the stuff's really good. And it kind of sucks because I don't want to be negative about BT-16, but it literally feels like it's Imperial Dramon, or what else are you going to play?
Yeah, Imperial Dramon, or if you want to play Pulsemon, there's a lot of Pulsemon stuff.
There is
a lot
some
of multicolored Pulsemon stuff.
You're right. I forgot about
all
that.
you Achillesmon diehards, you are in for a treat. And then we got a bird.
I hate this guy. I hate Sylphimon so much. Sylphimon is such a bad design. To me, it was like imagine you have like they had a budget when they were writing and designing all the Digimon. They did a great job. I've mentioned this during our series like movie review.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
where it's like the armor guys were so cool, such a unique approach. The champions were kind of cool too, and then these just start going downhill.
They pretty much just put everything in the movie that had wings because they needed to be
Yeah.
caught every 5 minutes.
That's true,
Yeah.
but it just feels like you're telling me like Gatomon and Aquilomon is gonna make whatever this is. like, can you just give it some wings? Because to me, it almost looks like a Garurumon line with the way its arms are more than it does like a
I see what you're
Sylphimon.
saying now,
And then
yeah.
it's just got like Gatomon ears on a bird warrior. Like, I want to like this,
Yeah.
but I do like the card. And I do think I am gonna build the deck.
Well,
but I
it's got-
do
it's got
like the
Hawkmon.
alt
It's
to
got
be fair.
Hawkmon on the card.
I do
so-
like the alt art. I do
Yeah.
think that is a great looking alt art. But
Okay. The next one is what
that
I'm
is
excited
not to be
about.
said about Valkyremon.
Okay.
Valkyremon has a top 10 Digimon for me in my like Digimon Cyber Sleuth playthrough.
Yeah.
Always using Valkyremon. I love the ever living crap out of Valkyremon. I love the design, and it sucks that it has to be held down by Sylphimon's legacy.
Mhm.
It can't be its own thing.
It's going to be its own thing for me because
But
if I got
it
the
is
translation right, this is a warrior.
Yep.
And apparently I'll be able to swing with Lord Knight and play this thing for free and neg their DP 5K on their whole board.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Or just, blast Digivolve it on a Nightmon.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm looking forward to this card.
So
this is
far,
only this card out of the set I'm really excited about. But I really like
Valkyrie
the
is my favorite so far out of all of these. I
alt
love
art's
the look.
Fantastic.
And I love how they gave his little bird Fenrir his own little top of the art there.
yeah.
But what so far is nice about all these cards, they're all the same artists, and I really like this artist style.
I like it when they do consistent
I
art.
do too. I think it's nice. Like, I'm obviously I have preferences for artists. Everyone does, sure enough.
Yeah.
But I like it, like you said, when they have like a consistent, like this
Style,
set,
yeah.
this guy got the go ahead to do all the alt arts or whatever.
It reminds me back like BT4, like when that artist got to do all of the secrets, like
Yeah.
the Lucamon and the Ancient Garuru and the Ancient Greymon, like that.
Yeah.
To have thematic alt arts is really cool.
Yeah.
And then we got Shakumon.
Yeah, this is a good alt art too. It is. I do think it looks pretty good. As much as I don't hate Shakumon as much as I hate Sylphimon. I want to, but it's not a bad design. It's like, okay, I can see. Like, what else are they gonna do? It's supposed to be like a statue kind of thing. Anyway,
Yeah, with
so.
tiny little wings.
I don't hate this guy, and I kind of like the card. The alt art looks great. Patamon, the armadillo, front and center, and stuff like that. And I'm just kind of happy that like Digimon, like Armadillo, are getting some kind of of the spotlight.
Yeah.
It's deserved.
And then next we got
And this is where the artist changes, and this is
It
I
does.
do like when they change the artist based on like the archetype.
Mhm.
So like that last artist was doing all of the BT-16 DNA
All
Digivolve, the season 2
DNAs,
stuff.
Yeah.
And this guy is doing, this bug right here.
The
Tyrant Guy. I love Tyrant Guy. Oh my god. I have been putting this on the survey. I literally just did a survey, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago through Digimon before the Tyrant got revealed. I was like, when are we getting a Tyrant, guys? Come on.
Yeah.
Give me a Tyrant God with Terrymon. And I really like what they did with it. I think the design of the card's cool. I think how it's going to play. Honestly, green bugs have deserved better.
It can Digivolve on a Grandis for 2, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
a 14K. It reminds me of the
It's huge.
Belphemon.
Yeah.
It's, where it's a very high DP for a level 6, and they didn't have to go into that level 7 territory. Pure green. The art looks great. This is what sucks, because for Digimon, they've given so many tribes support for so long, but green bugs have not had enough from the beginning.
Yeah.
Like if you wanted to play green in set 1, yes, you had the Hercules Kabuterimon, but you played like almost non-bugs to get up there. You did
Yeah.
play some of the stuff for sure. And then after that, it became the Imperial Dramon show.
Yeah.
And then it became the Nidhogg show and the Sarismon show.
Yeah,
and
definitely
not in
became
that
the
order,
Nidhogg
excuse me.
show, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it
Nidhogg
became
just ended its way in
everything.
every green deck.
It came everything but bugs, and
Yeah.
it kind of sucks because I love the bugs. I've been a huge fan of the Kabuterimon line in general forever,
Yeah.
and it's like finally we're getting some of that. I think Bandai's understanding, or they just realize they can't put enough season 2 crap in the green stuff here.
All right, next up we got your boy. Oh no, you're a Zudamon fan.
I
not-
love yes.
You're not a
I was-
Vikemon fan.
It's not that I don't think you don't listen to me, but how much you remember about the dumb things I say always impresses me.
Well, I do the editing, so I
Yeah.
gotta listen
Oh,
to
you
the
listen
dumb
to it a
things
couple
you say
times?
over and over again.
Yeah, no wonder. That makes sense. No, I love this art though. This art is great. Vikemon, as much as I want to talk trash about Vikemon,
This is cool. I think this art.
this art
this
is
artwork's
great.
really cool.
This art is great. It's awesome. It looks good.
He's
It's
being
gonna be super
aggressive.
clean.
He's not. Yeah.
And it's going to be interesting having all these level 6 aces. And it's kind of also interesting. They kind of, I don't know what the word is, but put into, I don't want to say canon, because I don't know if we're considered canon on a card game like this.
Yeah.
But they put that Shikuamon's Mega is Vikemon. They didn't give him his own, like Valkyriemon to Sylphimon.
Yeah.
Instead, that he got this.
My
so-
question from like a Digimon perspective
Sure.
is who's he fighting in this? Who rocks the trident that's coming at him?
I
on
think
the top
that's
there?
Neptunemon's trident, if I'm not mistaken.
Look at that. Okay.
Because he's like a pirate or sails on the seas and he's fighting all the sea dudes. I don't know. I think it's Neptunemon, but I'm not sure. Let us know in the comments if you know.
All right, let's go to the next one. Another different artist. The Shroudmon.
My gosh, this is so cool.
This is a Pulsemon tribal card.
Yes.
Interesting.
This is a card.
That little dude digivolves into all kinds of
Well, it's kind of cool because the direction they were going to make Digimon, I almost thought Pulsemon was going to be their new mascot. They tried really, really hard with the Vital Bracelet, right?
Yeah.
To let's make Pulsemon the mascot. And then the new season of Ghost Game started and it was Gamamon.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, okay, so it's not Pulsemon. What's he going to be in? And then he's he's kind of one of the main characters in Seekers, but it's that Lugamon line, right? It's not Pulsemon. So I like that they given Pulsemon a lot of evolutions, because the idea is that he evolves into like different physical activities.
Yeah.
Like Bulk is like the weightlifting. He's got the Bikemon. He's got the Climbmon. He's got
It's almost
all
like a
these different
Gamamon
things.
line now with so many different colors. I really
As
have to put
far
in a
as
lot of
the
brain power to
card
figure
game
out.
goes. You
Yeah.
pick one direction, not color wise, but you pick like I want to be a control deck, aggro deck, whatever.
Yeah.
And you go that direction, and maybe you have some text for remove or whatever. But this card is so good, man.
It's really good.
I
Yeah.
love this artwork, and I was very impressed are having this. And what I like is when Digimon gives us Digimon we haven't had before in the card game.
Yep.
And this is a good example, and it looks great. Art is fantastic. Big fan of this card.
Is that blood or rust on his fists?
I want to say rust.
Okay.
Because it's a little bit more oxidized on the metal there.
It'd
than
be
it
so
is
much
blood.
cooler if it was blood, but we'll just call it rust.
We'll
so
call
they
it rust.
don't edit it out. For
He's
the
beating up
American
Rust
one.
Tyrannomon.
Yeah, there you go. And then the next is my favorite, and I think it's your favorite.
That's my
too.
favorite too, man. This is so good.
I wish they'd put this art on the old card.
Right?
Yeah.
I
it's
wish
so
they
good.
made Chaosmon a little bit better. I feel like it's a little underwhelming. What
This-
I do
this one.
like
this one.
this one.
Okay, yeah.
The old one too. I wish the old one was
Oh, the old
it
one's
was
old,
good
yeah.
back then.
First
Don't get
level
me
7
wrong.
for green.
Yeah. And I'm a huge Chaosmon fan, and this artist needs to do everything Digimon related from now on. Just fire everybody else and
So
have him
good.
do it all, because this is great. The texturing is great. Like you could see the fur on Bancho Leo's head, the scales on Darkdramon's head, the eyes underneath his little visor. Like, wow, they
Well,
totally took it to the next level.
And I
on
like
this.
how you can kind of, if you see the pixelation on the left-hand
Sure.
side, I like how you can kind of see him like he's coming out of a digital something.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
Yeah.
it's really cool.
This is top tier art. It's fantastic. I did see someone complain online that they wish there was a little bit more going on in the background.
Nah.
I agree with you. I kind of like the fact the background's a little bit more plain, so you can just really focus in on the incredible details they did with this particular card. And I am excited that the Bancho stuff is generally getting more support. The fact that they specifically worded it Bancho. Let's get a better Bancho Lilymon. Let's get a better Bancho Goemon. Let's get a better. I mean, I don't know. Bancho Mamimon's pretty good. It's for what he does.
Mhm.
Like that whole stuff's fun, and it's pretty cool. But yeah,
This is a cool level 7, though, for sure.
it is a very cool level 7, yes. But I'm very surprised it's not green and black.
So now let's jump into one of the, what's this? This is an SOC trainer. So this
Yeah,
is one that they're going to
Dorumon's
start
hero.
trying to incorporate SOC stuff into the Alphamon line, it looks like.
Yep. Oh, I mean, it kind of makes sense because what else is Dorumon really going to digivolve into besides Doragora?
Yeah.
They're kind of like intertwined lines anyways.
Yeah.
But art looks great. It kind of follows that same style.
Of the
we've gotten
edgy and the
Yeah.
AG and the
of
the
all
other
the Digimon Seekers
the other
stuff.
SOC guy we got this set. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so really cool. The next ones were kind of what I was excited about because I really like this line of alt art dual tamers that they're doing.
Yes, the colors are really neat.
These are clean.
Yep.
They're crisp. I really like. They're elegant. They're not goofy like some of the other ones.
Yep.
So first off, we have the Kenan Davis. Really cool. I just love this artwork. I think the contrast is really good. They put in some real effort. I mean, you can tell this is probably a comic book artist. It looks very much like that to me.
Yeah.
They just know what they're doing because you got that one, and then you got the Yole and Kari.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. As much as I don't want to play this deck, I think this alt art is going to make me play this deck because I like it a lot. I like the colors, the contrast. I kind of like how it all worked together. Pretty nice.
Even though there's a Sylphie hiding back there.
Yeah, but it's like more covered than the Pyeldramon was in the previous card, so
True.
it's good.
It's true. And the next one is
this one's my favorite.
Okay, this is Cody, and is that TK?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
You
okay.
got it, dude. Oh, I really like this because I like the yellow and black contrast a lot. I feel like it's super clean.
Yeah.
You know, I think this one's really, really just overall great and good. I'm excited to see the texturing.
That's what I was going to say. I'm really excited to see how they texture these with the white backgrounds, because typically when they do white backgrounds, you get some really cool texture to make the white pop, you know?
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see what they do with these. So
I'm
we'll be
also-
able to see some of Japan's stuff here pretty soon when they come out.
Yeah,
I think
we'll
this
be able to
comes
see
out
that.
before the end of the year in Japan.
I think so, and we'll be able to see what the prices are and what the meta becomes, because I do see the power of these decks, where you could just, play these bodies for free, however they go away if they're still there, but you just DNA them so you override that effect.
Yeah.
Right, and then you have the ability to do whatever you want. I can see that how they're going to be strong, but I can also see how a lot of people maybe don't want to do those. So
Yeah, they're going really hard back into the DNA because I think particularly they're introducing partition.
So this is a topic that I just realized that I wanted to talk about and forgot to tell you before we started filming.
Oh boy.
But this goes kind of with what I mentioned, was it last episode or I was on or whatever, where it kind of felt like Digimon was doing, not a reboot. I don't want to say a reboot. That's not the word I'm looking for the card game, but it kind of like started over, right? Like, what was it, BT-14 that we got this set where it's all season 1 stuff. Now we're getting all the season 2 stuff, right?
Oh, I don't know. I don't watch the show.
Yeah. So BT-14 with like Metal Gray, Metal Garurumon, Phoenixmon, Seraphimon, right? Those are all season 1 dudes, right?
Okay.
TK, Tai, Matt, boom. This is all season 2 stuff. You saw that movie. You know that now. You know they're all season 2 stuff. That makes me wonder, is BT-17 going to go into the season 3 stuff? Or are they going to do another set of season 2? So it would be really cool since we are getting that new.
Well, we get an EX set after 16.
Yep, we get an EX set. So, but can they really do another season 3 in an EX set like they've already done to us with
I
EX2?
think the EX sets are usually supplemental, so
Right?
we'll see. It'll probably have its own
It'll be
core
interesting
thing. I think
'cause-
it'll be. I think they said they've kind of leaked a little bit about it. It might be the Diaboromon with an alternate win con and all that stuff is supposed to be
yeah.
EX6 or whatever.
Got it.
I think that'll be where that's
so
at.
that
But as
might-
far as BT-17 goes, you might be on to something.
I
It might
think
be going season by season.
BT-17 could be season 3, which means for all the Gallantmon fans, for the Terriermon fans, for the Renamon fans, and Sakuyamon and Beelzemon, Leo, maybe some Leomon stuff. I mean, Leomon's been in like every freaking season, which is great for
we
me.
get a lot of Leomon stuff.
A lot of
few
Leos
weeks.
for all this stuff. So I'm very curious to see that direction they're going to go. And then also I'm curious too if they're going to continue that direction and give us like each season. Does that mean BT-18's hybrid season again?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be very interesting to see the direction that they go and what they decide to do, because there's a lot of Digimon still not in the game,
Yep.
that we have yet to get. And I'm very excited to see it all.
All right. Well, let's do a quick 5 minutes on ban list.
Okay.
Before we close this out, because I
yep.
know people are going to want to know, what do we think? What do they think? What do you think? Because the timing of it is very interesting because it doesn't go until March 1st.
What I think is that I don't know enough about anything right now in Digimon because I've been so out of it to know 100%. But if I were to take a surface level stab, a non-educated guess, because of the fact that it's getting banned in March, I'm almost wondering if they're going to hit something in the Melga line. It's got to be, right?
I think so, yeah.
It's going to be something in the Melga line. It's never the 6, so it's not going to be the 6. Probably going to be the level 4. Restrict to 4, restrict to 5.
It has been 6 one time. The promo Grandis.
Oh, jeez. You're right.
They have done it
You're
once.
right. You're right.
Yep.
You're right. Okay, I stand corrected. Yep. This is why we keep you around. That and you do all the producing. So I don't know. I don't have any
I don't either.
specific
I'm really curious.
cards, but guys, jump in the comments. Let us know what you think it's going to be the ban list, because I'm curious. I'm very curious, and it kind of felt like it was coming out of nowhere.
Well, March 1st is after Nats, too. So
Yeah.
Nats is going to get EX5 full power. So
I think they're doing it after that because of the fact that people are already playtesting, EX5 stuff through simulators, trying to practice and prepare for all that stuff.
Because I think it goes live in Japan January 1st.
The ban list? Got it.
Yeah, so it's revealed on the 18th of this month, so in about a week.
Wow.
So a week from yesterday. So
okay.
we're filming this on Tuesday, by the way. So it'll be interesting. I think it'll be some Melga stuff. They did do that little unrestricted thing on the bottom, so maybe Jet Sylphie comes back. Who
Interesting.
knows?
I didn't even think about it. I didn't even catch that.
They might unrestrict another card. I doubt they'll unrestrict HPD. I know a lot of green players are calling for that.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting.
It's a tough call. I don't know if HPD is needed at this point in the game either, especially with the training cards.
Everything's reduced, so they might just let it be. And
I mean, I'd be okay with them let it be and see what happens, but I don't know what's really gonna make it green a top color.
Is there enough room in the deck to run 4 HPD and 4 training cards?
It's like how are you gonna run 4 HPDs, training cards, memory boost, removals card, hybrid for game, Tamers, because green runs a lot of Tamers.
Yeah, and HPD kind of adds just air to your security. You know what I mean?
So it's going to be interesting. This is obviously all probably arguments for why it could be unrestricted.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't know if a person could just take 4 HPDs in a deck and just win again.
You can go fast.
I want to see it. I do want to see it, but I don't. We'll see.
In a world where your opening hand is 2 or 3 HPDs, that's rough.
Yeah.
If you do draw more than one, that's pretty tough.
I wouldn't mind playing it as a 2 of.
I think 2 would be the sweet spot.
Would Bandai ever restrict something to 2? I don't think so.
I don't think so. No, they've kind of made their categories at either banned and restricted.
0, 1, or 4. No in betweens.
Yeah. So it'll be really interesting to see what this deck list is. There's a lot of speculation online.
Ooh, does that mean we get to do our year-end episode review with the ban list?
Yep.
Once it's announced?
We'll know next week.
Oh man, you guys got to jump in on that episode. That's gonna be good.
I'm excited for that episode. So.
Yeah.
Once again, I think we'll close it out here. Plenty to chew on for everyone.
Yeah, thank you everyone for letting me talk about non-Digimon stuff, to vent about my life. And huge shout out to Basil, to Justin, Jordan, Jacob, everybody here at Digital Gate Studios, and all of the fans that were nothing but supportive of just letting me step away and focus on getting my crap done. So thank you.
Stay tuned, guys. We have tons of deck profile videos. I have a whole bunch in the queue. I'm almost debating just having them run out every day, but right now we're on at least an every other day situation. So make sure you subscribe.
Had in a while for deck profile video. All it took was me leaving,
and a whole bunch more to be filmed. I got 2 or 3 more. You got 2 or 3 more. Basil's got 2. They're coming out of the woodwork.
I'm excited about this.
All right, guys. So we'll see you guys next week, and have fun.
Thanks.